Well, I was the first to tell her yesterday. She was out riding horses and came in, and her phone had blown up, but she called me first, and I spoke with her, and she was, there was a bit anticlimactic because we kind of expected it. I mean, we've had enough conversations, but it was, the finality of it certainly hit home. I mean, from the standpoint of this is historical, truly. There's never been a former president and a present candidate for the office charged criminally. But I think more than anything, Kevin, her attitude with me has been she has sympathy, honestly. She does for the charges that are being leveled and the person that's having to go through that, namely Donald Trump. But on the other hand, she has this feeling of the truth should be dealt with fairly, openly, and transparently. And if there's crimes that arise from that truth, that he should be prosecuted. So she just and he's taken this course of trying to humiliate others or demean her in some way or just have blanket denials. And for a person that knows those statements aren't true, they want the truth to be the record, not the denial. So from the standpoint of her wanting the truth to be dealt with and him to deal with the truth, I think she felt pleased or satisfied with the fact that the reality of that is occurring. Honestly, I hate to see this happen to this man and the country, frankly. I really do. I think that there's no joy in seeing this, him charged, and I mean that very, very sincerely. In state courts, New York being one of them, this charge could have been brought by the district attorney. Just signed off on the charging instrument known as an information. That's what happens 99 or more % of the time. He would not have had to enlist the help of individual citizens to review the evidence. So to believe that it's just political or a witch hunt, I've heard that term used, you've got to believe all these grand jurors were in on this in unity politically. Last week, or I think maybe earlier this week perhaps, President Trump was bragging on how he felt that the grand jury was really doing their job, and he complimented them. So you can't have it both ways. Here is a group of people that have spent their time and looked at the evidence and said, this consists of a crime, and we're going to return an indictment. I mean, there could be no truer gauge in my view. The one thing that I feel that is really, if there's any good, and there's not much that comes from something like this, is just the basic civics lesson that no man is above the law. And the presumption of innocence is very powerful and strong here, but I mean, here we have a constitutional process that we've had in place for 200 plus years, and it's working because they're saying no man is above the law. And I find that to be somewhat proud of the fact that we can get to that point.